Hello all heroes and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe, and today we are going to be talking about what is largely considered to be one of the best utility supports in the game and a fan favorite character, of course. We're going to be talking about Adam Eve. So, Adam Eve is here in the game as a support character, part of the Earth's Defenders faction. Taking a look at her tags here, we do have humans, last line of defense, team, ranged, flying, and support. So just a few things to note before I do get into her skills. The fact that she does have the last line of defense tag does make her compatible with Invincible skill here, going steady. While fighting with the last line of defense ally, the team's ability cooldown is reduced by 5%. That right there is a massive reason to have Adam Eve and Invincible in the same team, because that 5% cooldown can add up in a hurry. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that right out the gate. Major reason to have those two together. Now, let's take a look at her skills here, because unlike Robot, who is very much a healer support, and then kind of Green Ghost and Red Rush, who are more disruptive supports, Adam Eve is kind of a fusion of the two. So if we take a look at her main ability here, Projection Protection. Adam Eve casts a shield equal to 5% of her max HP on the two allies with the least HP and herself, lasting 5 seconds. So as opposed to getting like healing from Robot, this is a shield that you can put on two allies and herself. So if you do have allies that are taking a lot of punishment, you can get those shields on them based on her own HP to protect them. Now, when you get to Elite Plus here, Blowback. When fighting any member of Team, the team's shields bounce back 5% of any damage received. This is where she gets into kind of that hybrid of defensive support and offensive support, where you get the defensive factor of the shields, but then once you unlock this Elite Plus ability, those shields will actually do damage. And if you're fighting a character like Invincible or Omni-Man or Battle Beast, that can add up in a hurry, actually. Being able to bounce back some of that damage is pretty alright. Next, we do have Strength through shielding. When an ally receives a shield, heals them at 5% of Adam Eve's max HP, and increases the shield value by 5%. The final value cannot exceed 20% of Adam Eve's max HP. The cooldown is always active. So this is an always going on ability that she unlocks at Exceptional Plus. Basically, not only does it crank up those all-important shields, but it now gives her a healing ability. If you do remember, this first one is going to cast the shield on the two allies with the lowest HP. Now when they get those shields, they will actually recover a bit of HP. Plus, that shield does stick around longer, meaning that you'll be able to take advantage of this much more. And finally, at Epic Plus, she unlocks Hurt and Heal. Adam Eve throws one projectile to random targets. If the projectile hits an enemy, deals 150% of the base damage. If it hits an ally, it heals 300% of the base damage. The ability is triggered once every 30 seconds. So this is an interesting one where it can do one of two things based on who you hit. And she just kind of hucks it, basically. The one projectile will either hit an enemy, in which case it'll do a modest amount of damage, 150% is not bad. Or if it hits an ally, it will basically heal based on her attack stat, if I'm understanding this correctly. So basically, instead of the 150% damage, it does 300% as healing instead of damage. So basically an extra little heal if it does hit an ally. If it does hit an enemy, then it's a bit of pain. Always good to help your team. So very, very interesting stuff here, because it is a very interesting combination of defensive utility and offensive utility, because you get the shields, but then the shields do damage. You have this ability that can heal, or it can do extra damage. So you kind of get a combination of the two factors of being a defensive and an offensive character. Now, I will say with Adam Eve, if you're going to build her, I'll go ahead and say this right now, she does not unlock her full potential unless she is powered up. If you don't have her up to Exceptional Plus, you're missing out on this added shield value and this healing. If you don't have her up to Epic Plus, then you're missing out on the potential for extra damage or even more healing, both of which can be exceptionally helpful. So for Adam Eve to work, she's one that absolutely needs to be Epic Plus. Some utilities like Robot, for example, Robot is pretty dang good out the box. I mean, just for Elite, he gets healing ability, and for Elite Plus, he does get an increased healing ability against criminals, which are pretty prevalent through the game, so he's great out of the box. Adam Eve requires some investment. However, if you do get her invested, she can be exceptionally useful to your team. I do have her up to Epic Plus with a couple stars on her, and I basically have her in my B team of the GDA ops. You can see her kind of flying around there. Also, I mean, this is kind of a factor. The fact that she flies around does mean that she can avoid characters like Doc Seismic a lot. Because of his main ultimate ability there, where it only hits like grounded units or something like that, which is just really weird, but okay. That does give her, that is something to factor in. You can also see the enemy Adam Eves throwing their own shields there. And we do have her, yep, there she goes, throws out the shields. So now they are at least protected very briefly. So yeah, that is what we have for Adam Eve. If you wanted to build her, the artifacts that you're going to want to choose from, Medkit's not bad if you want to really prioritize her healing ability. Battle Hologram is never a bad one. Battle Hologram is just something you always need on the team practically. And then if you have other Adam Eves fighting you, the Neuralink is not bad as well. So that is all we have for today. Let me know down in the comments below if you have your Adam Eve built, how she's doing for you. Like I said, if you get like one copy, she's gonna feel a little clunky. I'm not gonna lie. Once you get those skills though, I think that's when you'll really find that she reaches her full potential. But that is all we have for today. We shall see you next time. Have a good one.